are you really even here for the immigrants? It's about more than just the immigrants, you know what I'm saying?
It's a lot deeper.
Because you dropped me a message and said that you were going to, well, you put a message in public saying that you were going to come, but it was more than just about, which is fair enough.
That's right, yeah.
And I mean, I couldn't agree more with that.
But
you know?
they're using it as an excuse to, they're using the immigration as an excuse to bring in a digital ID. Well, they're already bypassing the security. In fact, in my opinion, if you want my actual opinion, I think that the security people are bringing them in, or
yes,
allowing them to come in,
yeah.
at least, allowing them to come in, and them sort of complicit in it all, right? So, it certainly ain't going to solve anything if that's the case, but we'll go with what we're told, and we'll say that, like, them getting in on the boats, I believe they're coming in the aeroplanes itself.
100%.
You know,
yeah, we can't just worry and focus the ones on the boats. You know, the planes are the issues as well. Of course they are.
With the aeroplane ones, I will just quickly say, me, Truth Hurts and Mixed Media, about a year ago now, we went down to Hillingdon where Matt Hardy's from, the Blade Runner, and we did, that's Terminal 4 Heathrow, just off the M4. We did the Delta Marriott, which is a 5-star, what they call a landing centre. They only stay there for 2 weeks. They come straight off the aeroplanes. We know they come off the aeroplanes because when they go to the next hotel, which is next door, called the Holiday Inn, 3,400 in the Holiday Inn, so we were told. 690 rooms, so to get 3,400 and 690 rooms, it's got to be going some, but that's what we were told. But they've got baggage with airline labels on, 50, 60 baggage.
Oh, okay.
So if you go onto my channel on YouTube, type in what was it now? Boats to Barbershop is the video. It's called Boats to Barbershop. You'll find it. And what they were doing, they were being told by NGOs in their country, come to England, the land of milk and honey. We'll give you accommodation and we'll give you training for a job.
Yeah.
With respect, we've done that milk and honey job, the land of milk and honey, when we took over India.
Yes.
We give them medical that's our ancestors' fault. Right, that's our ancestors. But this chap is quite right, it's a lot deeper. What you've got to understand is, we're already under digital ID.
Yes.
We're already...
Yeah, of course we are.
All they need is that one piece to put in place, called the brick card, one piece. In Wolverhampton, where I'm from, right, I've now discovered they're taking the overspill of these immigrants, and people keep saying immigrants and refugees, they are criminals by the fact that they've come into the country illegally, aided or not. They are bloody criminals. I've just had a right row with Phil Bateman, MBE from Wolverhampton Council. He's refused to talk to me because I said everything is fact, check it. He said, well, I don't like people who give alarm to the public. I says, yeah, you mean you don't like people to give alarm to the criminals that's coming in, but we can be alarmed. It doesn't work for us. That's my point. But this chap said, right, it is so deeply entrenched.
Let's get back to you. Sorry for interrupting that, but it's just important to get on to that. So the say no to digital ID, that'll be part of the agenda 2030, 2021.
Do you reckon it'll come into power though by that time?
No.
Because obviously it was introduced in 2010, which it failed to be introduced into. So do you reckon this is, like you said, do you reckon this is just to throw us something out there, you know, obviously being about migrants, to throw us off the scent and get us to focus on this, so we stop focusing about the illegal migrants that are coming into the country?
The COVID was part of the agenda, wasn't it?
Yeah, because so the theory is about the COVID thing. So they shut the borders down, they shut the country down, but left the borders open. So mass men come over, massive of men can come over to take over our country because the this is what someone told me, because the vaccine jab was going to kill half of the population. And that was the replacement, and that was what they were saying. You know what I mean?
What nobody realises is this: the COVID jabs. Let's give it that. Okay, start with that about this control. What nobody realised, I spoke to a guy, another audit, who was in the centres taking the swabs. They took all our DNA and we didn't even know about it.
So you're already on the database.
You know what I mean?
See, the COVID thing was a test for now.
Yes.
Digital ID, and all them after with the brick card is our consent. If you have the brick card, you consent to digital ID and surveillance and all that. And then basically we're screwed. Basically then we're in China, communist China, and we're going to be having a social credit system, a social credit score. You won't be able to move around if you say hurty words against the government or anything they don't agree you should be doing.
He's dead right.
Visit a website that they don't agree
Can't
with.
send you a tenner.
Yeah,
that's
right.
It'll be everything you carbon footprint.
No cash. You won't be able to do anything.
So how's that going to work for people with a burqa on? Just out of curiosity, you know what I mean?
Well, we don't know, but you know, I think eventually I'm trying to basically get a chip in your hand, right, into your hand there, and I already know a couple of people that have got chips in their hand. One of them's got a chip in his hand that has got all his bank details on it and that, and his identification, so you can swipe that. And this one is the keys for his work, so he can get in the doors and even get in the fridge. The fridge is locked.
Funny he mentions that.
But not only, see, the thing is, right, when he goes over to the fridge, there's no more, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't condone anybody stealing out of the fridge, but them saying this is to stop stealing in the fridge.
Was that you who put the video on in Tesco's yesterday?
No,
on
mate, no.
So there's a video going round, just quickly to interrupt you. There's a video going round of Tesco in Albury where you now have to open the fridge doors because they put
for the
fridges
beers
on everything. No, this is Coca-Cola and gin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This wasn't even beer, mate.
This is exactly what happened.
It's quite right what he says. But there's a lot of women, my ex-wife did, who has a contraceptive chip in her arm. Right. Watch what they are. It's already started.
The dogs and cats, the chips that they put in the dogs and cats.
That's right. Well, they was just normalising that for us, you see, doing that, I reckon. And so once you log, so if he goes to the fridge now, anybody in the work goes to the fridge, they have to use this thing to open the fridge.
Yes.
So they know exactly who's opening the fridge, at what time, and probably monitoring what goes in and out of the fridge, because they have these smart fridges these days, right? That scan the items.
And they tell you what you need for your shopping list.
So they know if you took anything or what, who's had what. But it's like, it's just, okay, it's no good to be stealing, but like, is it any good for us to be watching everybody's single very move every day? You know what I mean? Their waking moments. What do they want to know? Like,
So
you know
with the digital ID, my understanding, I've got a limited company. It's been dormant now for 4 months because I knew this was coming. I knew something big was coming. I really can't be bothered working at the moment because even self-employed, what's that one say there? We say no to digital ID. That's another big one, guys. Even when you're self-employed, there's so many controls. You've got to have this number and that number and this code to send things, to receive things. And I thought, you know what, shove it.
Company's House have now changed it. I'm a director.
Yeah.
I rang them up and said, do I need to go through this new system? He said, if the company's dormant, no. So the same applies to a digital ID, the Company's House.
Right.
The same should apply.
Because I'm just wondering if and when, well, it's not, I don't think it's if they bring it in, I think it's when they bring it in, it's digital ID. I'm not having it, won't be having it.
Are they going to make it a criminal offence though for you not to have it, or?
Doesn't
It's a
matter.
criminal offence. I don't need it, I don't want it, and I ask for it.
Yeah.
I do not have to consent to anything under a corrupt and belligerent, criminally acting government.
Including
So if we remember, if we remember the COVID thing, so if we go back to the COVID thing then, so it was mandatory that you had to have a COVID jab before you could go on holiday, before you could get a job, or before you could turn back to work in a nursing or caring capacity.
Can we go with the legal definition of mandatory?
I'll tell you all about mandatory, right? Mandatory is an audit from above, right, for somebody from a governing body or person, okay, that's above you. Now, from what I've just said about the consent thing and the criminal or corrupt government, do you actually consent? And I'm asking anybody who's watching and new people as well, do you actually consent and agree to be governed by these people that are above us?
No, I don't.
No. So the mandatory thing doesn't apply to you then, at all. Okay? Because it only applies if you agree to that being the case.
It's quite right. There's two laws that there's
mandatory is not law.
Mandatory, the way I put mandatory,
legal,
it's a bit like the word request.
It's not, you can't force it into it, but they appear to make it sound that way. But if you agree to be that under that, then you're agreeing to be under them, so
would
you agree to their rules.
Would you go one step further? Would you look at, because I've been doing sort of what people would loosely call freeman on the land, sovereign citizen type stuff.
That's right, yeah.
For about 13, 14 years now.
Yeah.
I've also done law, like, properly.
Yeah, I'm just about to get into that. Yeah.
Would you look at deregistering completely, as in deregistering what they call the legal names?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. I'm just in the process of doing that as well now. And if anybody wants to start going into that, you can declare yourself a sovereign person. It's not a sovereign person; it's a sovereign person. It's
okay.
Thing, it's spelled SOUVRAN, I believe. Yeah, sovereign. Yeah. If you want to get into that, you go to a website called the People's Court of Albion. if you just put that into Google or any other search engine, I'd say don't use Google because it's watching your every move. Watch something, yeah, use Brave browser or something like that, and it'll tell you more of the truth because Google's hiding all the truth. Yeah, so forget Google. Google is not your friend, like I say. Just get yourself on there and go People's Court of Albion. Get over to there and you'll see all the information you need now to get onto that. You can deregister your cars from the DVLA as well.
Welsh Corporation.
I didn't know this. Yeah, that's bad.
I don't know whether people know, but you don't actually own your car if you've got it registered with the DVLA. It's registered with the King. If that's what register means, it means to give to the King.
Regis King means
Regis.
to give to the King. Which is the Crown Corporation, but that's another story.
That is another story, but at the same time, I can prove it to you. If you look on your document, the V5 logbook document, it says you are the registered keeper.
Not the lawful owner.
Say you're the owner.
I've seen it. Yeah, I have seen it.
The thing that makes you the owner, I'll tell you now.
The owner is the King.
The thing that makes you the owner, or there's a legitimate argument, is the bill of sale.
Bill of sale, yeah, absolutely.
The bill of sale.
Bill of sale.
That's what it is. It's only a log book of the keepers. That's all it is.
My understanding at this moment in time, there's another police go by. My understanding at this moment in time is because we're a bankrupt nation. The United Kingdom Corporation is it's a bankrupt entity. It's a legal fiction. You cannot pay a debt. You cannot settle a debt.
No.
Because it's like if somebody sends me £100 bill for gas and I give them a £100 bill in exchange, a debt bill, well, all money is debt based.
Did you know this is the truth about limited companies? If you're a limited company and you're running in negative equity, you've got to close the company.
Absolutely.
Right? You've got to go, volunteer.
Look at Birmingham City Council.
Yeah. But it doesn't apply to councils who are limited companies. They can run in deficit.
You think the money that the Birmingham City Council, you think the money they're getting from Serco, which is absolutely colossal, their profit is absolutely massive. Are these Serco just getting councils out of debt and problems? Is that what's happening?
Serco's got to go. It's been inherent in this government for so long. Hang on, Serco is partially owned. I think the CEOs.
Does Matt Hancock not own a bit of Serco?
No. Serco is run by a lot of ex-conservatives.
Yeah, and it's also partially owned by BlackRock. Who own 30% of the housing in this country.
BlackRock are also shipping the boats back to the wherever they're coming from. They're all
Same people. Well, what you got to realise is the fact that we're already in this system and we've got everything you can do to break out. The digital ID is another chess piece in the game, right? Britain, England, my fellow patriots, should be the spanner in the works for the globalists. We should do that. What we've got to do, sooner or later, please God be sooner, we've got to lead the WF, WHO, and the
United Nations.
And the United Nations was formed to keep Europe safe, fighting each other.
This is the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Don't fight this, we fucked.
It
took 30 million people's DNA and nobody knew about it.
Yeah, that's what we've just been talking about. That's what we've literally just been.
30 million people's DNA and nobody knows.
Yeah.
What that is that DNA for?
Yeah.
He worked in the centre, and I said,
yes.
They took him, and he went, oh my God, didn't you the other week? The penny dropped. This is the problem. They don't inform us. It's up to us to think, what's going on here?
And in doing so, mate, they have broken the Nuremberg Code in several ways. The Nuremberg Code was put in place to stop all this happening. The Nuremberg Code was there to stop things that happened in COVID. You should have had informed consent before you took that jab. And informed consent is not safe and effective. It's telling you exactly what's in it. It's telling you exactly what you shouldn't do. And it's getting you to fully understand what you're doing before you do it. And that did not happen. And they also coerced people. That's another part of the Nuremberg Code being broken. You can't coerce people into doing things. That's basically just forcing them.
The bully people to do it.
By tricking them. It's forcing them by tricking them. So I'll give you a few examples. If you remember these, you can't go to the football match unless you had a jab.
Yeah.
If you had a jab, you can go to the football match. If you had a jab, you can get to the pub. You can't get to the pub if you don't get the jab. You can't go down to shops if you don't get the jab. This is coercion. That is an absolute violation of the Nuremberg Code. You don't know what the Nuremberg Code is? Go and have a look.
Look it up.
Right, don't take my word for it, just go and have a look. Right?
It's all
I ain't
there
gonna
in
tell
plain
everybody
sight.
everything, it'll be here all day. Go look out for
So
yourself.
an overview for those just joining us. We are at the Superior Quality Hotel here in Dudley. What's this all about in an overview with Say No to Digital ID?
Okay, so, you know, they're using like I said earlier, I'm not here just for immigration, there's more to it than that, but they are using our government, that is, our corrupt and belligerent government that's acting criminally, is using the immigration thing with people coming in the country as an excuse to bring in digital ID.
Yes.
And again, this is a form of coercion, okay? They are getting you to consent to it by saying, here's a problem and here's a solution. It will not solve that problem. They're already getting round the security of this country. And Great Britain used to be exactly that. It used to be great, and we used to be really good at this. We stopped the Germans getting here a long time ago. And you know, we're only a little place. We stopped basically half of Europe getting over here and getting, you know, invading our country. Now we're being invaded, and them saying the solution is more control, more power, more government overreach. Right? It ain't going to work.
And they want to give it to 13-year-old children.
If they bring it in, right, and they say it's going to work, if they're already getting around our security protocols, right, they'll be getting around that as well. I couldn't say how, but I'm telling you now, come on people, how many times have people said, the government, authorities or whatever, here's a solution and it can't be overridden, right? For instance, a car keys in your car, oh, they won't be able to steal this car. Yes, they will, they always find a way around it, no matter what you do. Criminals, the people doing nefarious activities will find a way around it, right? So will not solve the thing. Don't keep saying it's for our safety, because that's what you're being told. It's not for your safety, it's for your control, and it's for the powerful to overreach and step on you like an ant, okay? If you go with this, you put getting a jackboot onto the face, and I ain't rolling over and playing dead.
So practically, what can people do?
Let's
give some examples. If you've got,
they bring the problems in because they've already got the
problem, reaction, solution.
You know what I mean? They've got the solution.
Well, this is what I say. Them causing the problem, the problem.
Yes,
because they do that. I can't remember the phrase, but there's a phrase that they use. It's a policy of theirs, really, an internal policy that is doing exactly that: problem, reaction, solution. And I don't know if anybody can help me out with that.
I can't think of the name.
Yeah, you know what I mean, though, don't you? But it's one of their things, isn't it?
I'll tell you the things to watch, right? They're bringing this, it's in consultation at the moment. They've already bought 4 digital acts in, slipped them in without anybody noticing. The digital ID is the next stage, that's paramount, that is absolutely important to getting their agenda across. They're bringing it in for the kids now, it's called, and everybody listeners who's got kids, it's very important. Not only with the Sisters of Sanctuary, what they're doing to your kids, you know, inviting them to meet the migrants and the rest of it, taking the migrants into school to meet your kids. If they say they're not, they're lying bastards, because they're doing it in Wolverhampton at one school, and that school knows who I am because they kicked me off the site.
That'd be Wodensfield Academy.
I wasn't going to mention that one. The other thing is, they're bringing out this new bill. I've had a row with an MBE council, who's got MBE. This bill is the Children and Schools Welfare Act they're trying to bring in. You will lose all control of your kids. Your kids will belong to the state at the age of 5 years onwards. They're going to biometrically, and even he admitted, they're going to trace, it's called biometric tracing on your children. This happened in the 1940s under the Germans. When the kids got to 5, they're put in a holy camp so they can have a nice time, and they're slowly indoctrinating. That's what created the Hitler Youth. Second thing I'll say is, people say we're bringing an army into this country. I've got doubts on that. What I think it is, because the government are going to give these criminals that's coming in digital ID, they're going to give it to them. I think the ones like us who say we're not having it, it's a replacement bloody workforce. That's what I think it is. That scares the shit out of me.
what have we got there? It's going to buy this thing for. Yeah, of course, just as an overview.
Yeah, so that was a good chat there, guys, at the Superior Hotel.